Good morning, girls and guys. I'm back at my favorite spot this morning, doing some more meditation and self-reflection and thinking. Today's Friday, August 16th, and it is the first day of the local congregation's regional convention, the first of 3 days. And it's the first time in my life that I'm not attending the regional convention. I woke up this morning prepared to go to the gym. My mom was preparing the lunch bags to go to the convention. And she just briefly commented, "Have a nice day." And I said, "You too." And we parted ways. So my thoughts this morning are about sympathy. Now, I don't know whether or not anybody in my family or the congregation may have sympathy for me and what I'm processing and dealing with. I don't know if they've really thought about how I might be feeling going through all of this. But I've thought a lot about what others around me, close to me, that I love, are possibly dealing with. And I can imagine, and I've actually seen it, that it's painful for them. This is completely unexpected. To have a daughter or a sister or an aunt or a lifelong friend suddenly no longer believe in what the Jehovah's Witnesses teach. It's probably a huge shock to them. And I'm sure it's painful. So I imagine there are a lot of moments of private tears and crying and trying to console each other and find ways to reach out to me and reason with me and find a way to get me back. And I get it. I totally do. I mean, I was that person a little over 5 months ago. I was that person that would hold on for dear life to anybody that wanted to leave the organization of Jehovah's Witnesses. I tried to bring somebody in 4 months ago. I asked Jehovah to grab hold of their heart with both hands and draw them into a relationship with him. That's what we believed. That's what they still believe. And so I get it. So I know that it's painful for them. And I pray for them daily that Jehovah can strengthen them and give them peace. They don't know all of the facts. They don't know all of the details. And they don't know why someone would want to put 40 years of their life behind them because of the hurt and the pain and the deceit that they've experienced and learning the truth through critical thinking. So those are some of my thoughts this morning. I'm also kind of processing a little bit of frustration and anger and bitterness because people just can't leave good enough alone. People keep reaching out, asking questions that they already have the answers to or they don't need to know the answers to. On a week ago Sunday, the group overseer, the service group overseer, asked for my field service time for July. And I told him simply that I didn't have any time for the month of July. 2 days later, his group assistant called me on the phone and asked me the same question. Wanted to put it into the system. And I told him the same thing, that I didn't have any time for the month of July. Finally, 2 nights ago, I received an elder from the secretary of the congregation. So apparently these brothers don't communicate with each other when they get the answer to the questions because the secretary, the one who sat with me on my judicial hearing and did most of the talking, he texted me and asked if he could get my time for July. And so I said to him that I apologized that he didn't get the information from Brother 1 and Brother 2, but I did not have time to report for July. And he wanted to know if I was going to be at the convention this weekend. I didn't address the question. I didn't give him a response to that. So last night, I'm sitting at home. My sister, who doesn't live in the household, came over and had pizza with the family. She's the one that said she didn't want any unnecessary association with me and wouldn't be speaking to me. So she and my dad have been giving me the silent treatment, or pre-shunning me before any judicial action has been taken. And she decided that it was an appropriate time to engage in conversation to ask for my address, my new address, when I moved Tuesday. And I said, "Are you going to send me a card? What do you need it for?" And she said, "Maybe." So I said, I'm moving to Attleboro. That's all you need to know. I don't expect any visits. So a few minutes later, she kind of musters up some more courage to ask again. And she says, "If you don't have anything to hide and you're not doing anything wrong, then why can't you tell me?" And so I gave her the address real quick. Told her what the address was. And she instantly picks up her phone and starts typing it into her phone, whether it's to save the address for herself or to text it to somebody. So I said, if somebody else gets my address that I didn't give it to them, then I'm going to press legal charges. I don't believe you can do that, but I put it out there. She says, I won't care by that time. So apparently she had a hidden agenda to get my address to share it with somebody else, probably the elder that asked for my field service time, or his wife. So that kind of irks me a little bit, frustrates me. That there's all these spies and private investigators trying to get information that they have no business knowing. So just a few more days, 4 more days, and I won't be as exposed to those questions and interrogations. I can start to rebuild my new life and my new happiness and rediscover who I really am outside of being a Jehovah's Witness. And I do expect that there will still be little trickle effects of other friends that have not yet become aware of the situation and wanting to reach out to me and ask me questions and catch up on what they've been missing. So I'm sure most of it's purely innocent. Some of it might be because they were witness to some gossip or rumors and need to get the scoop for themselves. So I guess we'll just play that as it comes. But for the most part, I'm at peace mentally. I'm not in anguish or struggling. When I really think about my nieces and my nephew and some close friends, those friends that I love to visit in Vermont, and how I might break the news to them. So sometimes I do get emotional because I feel like it's unfair that we can't just be humans who have strong friendships despite religious differences like everybody else in the world does. Anyway, so those are my thoughts this morning, getting ready to go to work and getting ready to enjoy the weekend. While everybody else is at the convention, I'll be finding other ways to occupy my time with new friends and also preparing to move, packing boxes and stuff. So a mix of good and bad. hope everybody else is enjoying their Friday and preparing for their weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.